Though the anime made a bad first impression on some viewers, thanks to Asta's grating personality and a formulaic setup, those who stuck with Black Clover have grown to love it. By now, it's often considered a contender for a spot among Shonen Jump's Big Three. Let's look at how Black Clover recovered from its rough start to win audiences over. The news that Black Clover will air its final episode on March 30 may come as a shock to fans. The show is popular worldwide, the anime just entered what appeared to be a long and exciting arc, and the manga is still being published. But Black Clover lovers shouldn't be too disheartened by the anime coming to a close. Now is actually the perfect time for it to do so. In today's video, let us see the top 7 reasons why Black Clover is ending. At number 7, Pandemic. Consistency and pacing are one of the many reasons why fans of Black Clover love the show. From the very start, and throughout the entire life of this show, episodes were released on a very tight weekly schedule. The only time when the show stopped airing was during Japan's lockdown last year due to the pandemic, during which time animators and others working on the show weren't allowed to enter their workspaces to continue production. In general, Black Clover has had a very small filler episode count compared to most shonen anime. Due to the lockdowns and the pandemic conditions all over the world, there was a discontinuity in producing the episodes for Black Clover. We need to keep in mind that the animator and rigging artists and post-production teams needed to work together in the studio to complete each episode. Due to the pandemic situations, they were not able to meet and work together. This is one of the major reasons why Black Clover is ending. At number 6, Shonen Heavyweight. Asta is an obnoxiously loud and not very intelligent character who in the first episode only stood out from the standard shonen protagonist by virtue of how obnoxiously he screamed. In addition to the screaming, Yuno's presence, the magical world, and the underdog storyline of both Asta and the Black Bulls made the themes of Black Clover a bit familiar to the majority of fans in a divisive way. As audiences have become even more accustomed to action shonen formulas, overly formulaic shonen series often get criticized as unoriginal and difficult to watch. If shows like One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach have already done everything Black Clover does, there is an argument that such a formulaic shonen anime is unnecessary. However, just like Asta disproved those who doubted him, these criticisms have ultimately been disproved. Black Clover ultimately made its own spin on the shonen formula, which has helped the show's growth in popularity. At number 5, Devil Banishers are the Clover Kingdom's fault. The Clover Kingdom consists of 2 intertwined social systems, royal hierarchy and magical ability. A royal's place in society is automatically determined by birth. However, being able to wield magic does factor in. Royals typically have more magical abilities, and those that use them well can make a great name for themselves and a great deal of money as well. Take Noelle, for example. Despite coming from a royal family, her magical inconsistencies lead her to not be recommended for the Silver Eagle squad, even though her brother, Nozel, is the captain. These structures lead to discrimination for those who are peasants and or unable to use magic at the levels of royals. They are often looked down upon, made fun of, and pitied. As seen in this arc, there's a large number of people in this group. Collectively, they saw Asta as their hero, as Asta not only has no magic ability, but is also a peasant who's proven himself within the ranks of the Magic Knights. However, this leads to the belief that the key to his success is the devil inside his grimoire, and that devil is something worth dying for to get ahead. Asta, however, doesn't feel the same at all. Though he's been severely discriminated against and made fun of his whole life, Asta still believes in protecting the people of the kingdom. At number 4, Aggressive Pacing. Due to the aggressive pacing that the show took on over the course of its run, it's now dangerously close to catching up with the manga. This is not a bad thing, but it does beg the question, what happens next? It appears the solution is going to bring the show to an end. While this might make more than a few people sad or upset, it's actually a good thing. The Black Clover team has sped up the storyline from the last few episodes, which made the show running fast. As we all know, that aggressive pacing in the show will lead to the ending of the show quicker than expected. Many of the fans are not so happy with this, as the show is going to end soon, but according to experts, it is the right time to end Black Clover series. At number 3, controversial approach. As far as the trajectory of the plot is concerned, ending the anime now keeps the integrity of what was already been written intact, as well as the security of what hasn't been published yet. The anime has been true to the manga thus far, and it seems in character to continue in that fashion to prevent jeopardizing the original vision in any way. If the anime continued on past the manga, this would disrupt the events that Tabata has in mind. Many anime that have taken this controversial approach have been met with mixed reviews. For example, the original Full Metal Alchemist anime. It is also not uncommon to end a series and then continue the story in another iteration, as was done in Naruto Shippuden. At number 2, lack of filler. In the past few months, Black Clover created anime canon episodes in the hopes that the anime wouldn't catch up to the manga too quickly. Those episodes were also advised by the series mangaka Yuki Tabata and focused on world building and character development. The lack of filler has kept the anime close to its source material, which is one of its greatest strengths. That being said, it is also potentially the reason why the show is ending in March. The reason for this cancellation is that the anime is dangerously close to the source material and it would cause problems. But this is a good thing. Now they have time to make a proper ending despite continuing without the source material. I have seen much anime that didn't go well without a source material to rely on. So in this case, this is a good way to save the anime. It means that anime will end without a proper ending in the middle of the ongoing Spade arc. If this anime was a seasonal one, it will be a long time to end it, and creators would have the time to develop the story. Experts believe that creators will make a new Black Clover series like Naruto and Full Metal. At number 1. Planning for a movie. Considering that Black Clover remains one of the most followed anime in the world and that the manga is still ongoing, many fans doubt that such a popular and profitable franchise would take a permanent back seat. Instead, it is highly likely that the series will be making a temporary hiatus following episode 170 and that this serious announcement will reveal plans to produce a movie. The good news is that the manga is still running, and the latest chapters are hinting towards a second phase of battles against the Spade Kingdom. But surprisingly, there's a place that can serve as a good ending for the anime, so it will be interesting to see if the anime chooses that route. All our hope resides on the important announcement that is supposed to be revealed on March 30th. Here are our top 7 reasons why Black Clover is ending. Did we miss out on any other reasons? Please share your opinions with us on the ending of Black Clover. Thank you and keep subscribed for the latest video updates.